Students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are doing good. Here we are with the part second of our series of common errors in English. Today I have picked up few of the sentences which are wrongly used by teachers, by students, and by common people in and day out lives. As we are concerned with the schools, so I have picked up sentence number 1, which is wrongly said by the teachers and is wrongly interpreted by the students. For example, when a teacher enters in the class, he or she says, "Open page 50 of your book." Dear students, this is an order, and when the words of order are given, they follow a definite pattern, and the pattern is, "Open your book to page 50. The correct sentence will be, "Open your book to page 50. Over the period of time during this lockdown, I saw many of the videos where teachers have been found saying, "Open page 50 of your book," which is completely wrong. So respected teachers, now onwards, you will say that "Open your book to page 50. It will be more correct sentence. The other sentence which I have picked up is the use of most in the adjectives. And we are quite vibrant in using most with all the adjectives. But we must know where to use most and where not to use most. For example, if I say that he is the most tallest student in the class, will this sentence be grammatically correct, or he is the tallest student in the class? Remember once and for all that most is not used with the adjectives which have the comparative and the superlative degrees. For example, the word tall, the adjective tall, has a comparative degree taller and the superlative degree tallest. That means the word most cannot be associated with it. In other adjectives, for example, which do not have the comparative or the superlative degrees, you can use the word most with them. For instance, he is the most favorite student of his teachers. Yeah, or she is the most beautiful student in the class. That means the word beautiful does not have a comparative and a superlative degree, but the word tall has the comparative and the superlative degree. In other situation, whenever you fall sick or you are not well and a friend of yours calls you and he or she says, "How are you now?" you just reply that, "I am much better now." This too is in an incorrect sentence. You have to simply say that "I am better now," because better is the comparative degree of good and its superlative degree is best. Sentence 3, which I have picked up, is the use of reply back, revert back, and return back. For example, we are living in an age of globalization and social media plays a part, and you people as students as well as teachers spend much of a time on WhatsApp and Facebook, and there we generally say, "I will reply back in 10 minutes. Is this sentence a correct sentence? Although we least bother about grammatical errors while chatting with friends, but on the other side, when we come up in the writing perspective of things, we have to take into consideration all these parameters of the grammar. And in the same way, when you receive emails and you are supposed to revert to those emails, you just say, "I'll revert back to your email in 3 days." Or for that matter, you just tell a friend, "When are you returning?" He or she says, "I am returning back on Monday." In these 3 words, reply, revert, and return, the word back is already associated with it. So we need not to say reply back, revert back, or return back. We can simply say, I'll reply in 10 minutes, I'll revert to your mail in 3 days, or for that matter, I'll return on Monday. I hope this is correct, and this has been sorted out with you now. Another sentence which I have picked up is quite often being used wrongly by the students as well as at times by the teachers. For example, in the month of October, when we are preparing for the exams, and we generally say to some of our students, what are you doing, or what are you up to nowadays? He or she says, I'm giving an exam nowadays. What do you think that this sentence is a correct sentence? To me, this is an absolutely wrong sentence. The correct sentence will be, I am taking an examination. You are not giving an examination. It's the examiner who is giving an examination. You are taking an examination. You need to sort it out. I know that, for example, while communicating with other friends and you are just telling them that I am taking an examination nowadays, they'll make a joke out of you, but this will be an absolutely correct sentence, and you need to sort it out once and for all, that now onwards, whenever you will say that I am taking an examination, this will be more correct sentence, and the wrong sentence which is commonly being used is I am giving an examination, and it is an absolutely wrong sentence. Another sentence which is being used in our day in and day out lives is first come, first serve. Dear students, this sentence is quite seen on the hoardings of the restaurants and all tea stalls and all other places where you eat things, or for that matter in our official documents. But this phrase has been quite often used wrong. For example, if you are calling a restaurant and telling them that I want to book a table for myself, they just say that, sir, we do not book the table on the phone call. We have a policy of first come, first serve. But this policy is correct. The phrase is incorrect. The correct phrase should be, and the correct phrase has to be, it is first come, first served. For example, when you will arrive in that restaurant, you will, for example, arrive at 8 o'clock, and the other person who is arriving at 8:30, he will be served at 8:30, and that means you will be served at 8, and the correct phrase has to be first come, first served. That means now onwards, whenever you will use this phrase in your day in and day out lives, or while communicating with other students, or the teachers when they will be communicating with other fellow teachers, or for that matter with the students, they will put this phrase correct as first come, first served. The other sentence which I have picked up is her hairs are soft, or for that matter, her hairs are long and pretty. What do you think? Is this sentence correct? To me, hairs is an uncountable noun, and this will not go as a plural entity. So, the correct sentence is her hair is pretty. Her hair is soft and long. So, hair should not be used as a plural entity, and I have seen many a speaker saying her hairs are soft and long, or for that matter, her hairs are soft and pretty. And I have seen many writings where the word hairs has been used, but this is an uncountable noun. Other sentence which I have picked up, I'll give you a situation. For example, you have invited 10 people to a meeting in a cabin, and all the 10 people are present in the cabin, and after that some 5 persons come again, and there is the gatekeeper says that there is no place in the cabin now. What do you say? Is this sentence, that there is no place in the cabin now because already 10 people have gone inside, is this sentence correct, that there is no place in the cabin? Respected teachers and students, this sentence is a wrong sentence. The correct sentence will be, there is no room. There is no room in the cabin now. Or for example, you have booked up a hall, and there is a capacity of 50 people. 50 people have already arrived. Now some 10 people have come. You can say that there is no room in the hall now. There is no room in the hall now. You cannot say that there is no place in the hall now. Another very strange and quite peculiar wrong sentence which is being often said and written particularly is on the other hand. This sentence is quite often being said and quite often being written by students as well as by teachers. For example, I say, I was in a traffic jam, and on the other hand, he was calling me frequently. For the other hand, there has to be the first hand. And when you are saying on the other hand, that means the correct order of the sentence should be, on one hand, I was in a traffic jam, and on the other hand, he was frequently calling me. Now this sentence is a correct sentence. Although using on the other hand is not wrong, but for using on the other hand, there you have to mention on one hand, I was in a traffic jam, and on the other hand, he was frequently calling me. This will be a correct statement which is to be made while you use on the other hand. Other sentence which I have picked is, for example, if a friend of yours asks a favor from you, and you just say that I will try and do it for you. I'll try and do it for you. This sentence, I'll try and do it for you, is a wrong sentence. The correct sentence will be, I'll try to do it for you. There is no requirement of and in it. I'll try to do it for you. Dear students, English is a very beautiful language, and you know that some words here and there makes a huge difference. I'm always reminded of my teacher who used to say that if words change, while I was a student of graduation, my professor used to say, and I wish you to remember it once and for all and for your lifetime, he used to say that if words change, kingdoms fall. So, dear students, you need to take proper care of the words, where to use and how to use and when to use. I had picked up a few of the sentences which we are commonly using in our day in and day out lives, but are using in a wrong texture. So, in the next lesson, we'll come up with something new. Till then, have a good life, have a safe time at home, stay indoors and pray indoors. Thank you very much.